Hi, Elle Ingalls here at pressure-free.com, elleingles.com. Welcome to Living Pressure Free with Elle. If you're new to my show, I welcome you here. This is a show where I just give little tidbits, little thoughts, kind of whatever my muse is having me share with you, to help you learn a little bit more about the pressure-free method and the work that I do with people. But to go deeper, you might want to take a look at my website. It's elleingles.com. If you'd like to book a call with me to talk and see how pressure-free could make a difference in your life, in your family's life, or in your workplace life, give me a call or just go into speakwithelle.com. That is my calendar. So today the topic is understanding some of the value statements that we make and how some of the choices that we have are rather habitual, and they might not be taking you in the direction that you really want. And I was coaching someone this morning, and it really came to me to share this with you today. So here's a couple of statements. If you hear yourself say this, just pause for a moment and really ask about what it is that you value. And is that what you want to value, or do you need to change it? First example is time. So, and I'll share through a story. It's really the best way. It was a gorgeous spring day, March. So we're in March right now. Day similar today, very sunny, gorgeous. I'm working away on the computer, just working away. And my son comes home from school or from practice. He walks in and he goes, Mother, it's a gorgeous day. Let's go out and play tennis. And my initial response, like in my head, I hadn't said it yet, but in the head I'm thinking, oh no, I have to finish this project and then I have to make dinner, so maybe we could play after dinner. That would have been my pre-pressure free response to him. But when he asked me that question and I turned and looked at him and I saw the energy of him, like he's asking me, 16 years old, asking me to go play tennis with him. And so I paused, I stopped, and I looked at him and I said, absolutely, let's go. I threw on my tennis shoes. I didn't even change like my good clothes. I just threw on my tennis shoes. We went out and we played, I don't know, for half an hour or so, just right outside in our big driveway back then. It was hilarious. It was so much fun. And it started kind of a tradition of us playing a little bit of tennis almost every single day. So he'd come home and it would be one of the first things he'd want to do. And, how many teenagers want to play with their parents? I thought it was incredible. But it was because of my response. If I had said, sorry, no, I can't, I've got to finish this, and then I have to make supper, so maybe after supper, do you think after supper he's going to want to play tennis with me? We've lost the energy. So time, if you hear yourself say, I don't have time for that, ask yourself what you're making time for. Are you watching Netflix? Are you doing other things? Because it's really about a value. Do you value spending time with your child right now? Do you value spending time with someone you care about or love? Or is it really that, or is it your work? That's what you're really valuing. Take a look and see if you can untangle it. I says braided hair all tangled up. You got to untangle it to say, okay, no, this is what I value. And this is what I'm going to do. After we played tennis that day, I came back in, I finished my thing, and we had dinner about 30 minutes later. Who cares, right? It was absolutely magical and amazing. Another example that I hear a lot, especially when I'm sharing my coaching program with people, people will say, oh, I can't afford it. And then I'll look and they have a brand new car that they've just driven to my home office, right? Or they've just been on vacation to Hawaii or Mexico or someplace. It's so we make a value choice with our money. Money is energy, and we make choices with our money about what's important to us. So many times we put health on the back burner. And then you hear Emerson's little quote, your health is your first wealth. So you might be spinning your wheels trying to stay healthy, but then you're going to go spend money over here. So ask yourself, when you say, I can't afford it, pause for a moment. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a piece of clothing or a trip or coaching with me or coaching with someone else. It's something that you're thinking that you might want to spend money on. and then you say, no, I can't afford it. Pause and ask yourself, what am I affording right now? That's going to show you where you're putting some value right now. Some of the things that we spend money on are simply habitual. There's a fun book I just finished reading called The Frugal Woods. So I've been a real frugal person for most of my life. And it's fascinating to watch some of those decisions that we make about what we can afford. So time and money, those are two precious resources. And those are two places where we're constantly making value decisions. So you might want to just pause and ask yourself, what do I really value? Maybe you valued something else in the past, but now moving into the future, you're starting to value something a little different. So I hope this is helpful. I know it's been incredibly helpful to me to really understand where I place my value. It's paid off for me in so many ways to put a couple of things first instead of what I used to do. And I couldn't untangle it until I really got pressure free. I just couldn't. I was way too driven to get my projects done. It just was really hard for me sometimes to even see what it was that I was choosing and why. And so part of it is really gaining perspective, long-term perspective, to say, oh, you know what? My relationship with my child is far more important than half an hour of when dinner might get served, right? So take a look at it. I think it could be really helpful for you. I know it has been for me. And again, you can go to speakwithelle.com. By the way, if you're watching this on the replay, later on than live, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And may you have a great pressure-free day. Bye.